Recording?
Yep.
All right, we'll call the highway December 13th meeting to order. It's 8:25. Roll call, we have everyone present. Approval of minutes from November 8th.
We approve.
Second. Motion been made and seconded to approve the minutes. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Public comment? None. Anybody? Isaac? Nothing. 6, staff reports.
You start off.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's been a great start to the winter. I like it. It's helping the budget out, I'd say.
We all do too.
No, I think we all love it. We've been able to get a lot of brushing done. You know, we've been brushing along the roads, cleaning up stuff around signs, culverts. We're working on that right now. Brushing bridges, around bridges, and underneath. And you know, going through, and if we see any dead trees that are out there close, you know, after we go by with the brush mower, we're gonna try to get those. We're working on that on the state roads and the county roads. We do have our rubber tire hole up brushing on 64 from the county line to O. And then we'll be moving, we're doing a little bit on 79, then we'll be moving over by Ridgeland, just coming out of Ridgeland. There's some trees there. I gotta go meet a guy on that this morning at 10:30. What we can brush and what trees we can take. Then we're hoping to get that rubber tire hole on some of our county beats and go along. I know that our one old boom mower just got up and going again today, and the other one's getting worked on. That's got some extensive work. Dan might lead into that. We've been doing guardrail hits on the state and the county. We're working on those all week. Last week we did too. Hauling rock to the outline shops from the fender pit. And we've got all our outline shops hauled too, and we're hauling into Menominee right now also. Patching, some shoulder repairs, and anything we can get done right now, being we don't have any snow. It's been really nice working out there, and the weather's been great. It's been a little brisk this week with the wind, but not too bad. But other than that, we're just, guys are keeping busy and working on their routes. It's nice to catch up on that stuff.
You did the field road, right? Did you say that?
We did do the field road. I don't know if we said that last time or not.
We're working on
We're working on it. That is complete, and then we did from where the blacktop, where you come around the admin building there. And they took that all the way back too. So we gravelled all that for them. That went well. The road's nice and smooth. So yeah, the guys did quick work for that too. No, everyone's been going good, getting ready for the holidays and keeping everybody happy.
One question?
Yep.
Why would you or would you not put guardrails up there by S&W where you fixed the river there with the erosion? Because you look awfully close.
Correct.
Is there a reason why you would do it or is there a reason why you would not do it? I don't know what your thinking is on that.
It's not totally my decision. We have discussed it a little bit. There wasn't any there before. I do know there are some trees there. We mentioned it. And if we've been talking to Dustin a little bit about it, and we have not made a final decision on that yet.
Yeah, the main concern there was the river was cutting into the bank. So
Yeah.
Not
not to say it's not a hazard having the river so close there, but
and not to say that we won't do it. We just have
Okay.
not.
I just wondered what the thinking was.
He's not come to the conclusion to say yes or no on that yet. I don't think.
I like looking into the river when I go by it. You don't need guardrail.
It's
You might be the first one to go in it.
I might be.
most of the time, if it didn't have it before,
Okay.
more than likely we're not going to put it up unless it really changed. I mean, and it did change a little bit with taking some trees.
Yeah.
We didn't take that many, I don't think. We
It's
just
not a
cleaned it
lot.
up.
There's not a handful.
Yeah, we just kind of cleaned it up is what we did. So it looks different. It looks a lot nicer.
Maybe that's why.
Any other questions?
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if this is the time and place for it, but I'm gonna bring it up. I had a gentleman that was quite upset that some of these farmers are planting too close into the right of way. I don't know this time or place. I said I would bring it up before the season comes again. I'm just throwing it out there.
We bring it up a lot. And it's, yes, it is a concern. And we have went out and, you know, if it's corn, anything, we have went out and we have mowed it off. We've talked to them, they don't like it. They know,
Yeah.
and they're doing it at their own risk, and if it's impeding the vision, we gotta go out and cut it off. And we can bark up one side and down the other, and it's like, sometimes it doesn't matter to them, they just
don't change
plant
their
closer
habits,
and closer every year.
I
And
said I'd bring it up, so.
yeah,
Very,
it's
very
stuff that
upset.
we deal with.
Evidently hit a deer or something,
Yeah,
and it's another farmer too.
Yeah, it's
That's
stuff we deal with.
ridiculous, but,
it's stuff we deal with every year,
yeah.
and we do go mow the stuff off. Like right out here, we've sprayed it. They didn't like it, but we did it. We get harped on for it. But we have
Well, I'm just
I've
throwing it out
never seen
thick
like
skin and broad
farmers,
shoulders.
like, you know, like Windmill Dairy, they'll actually cut their own corn down because they have manure trucks and silage cut trucks coming in, just so they can see better on the
Yeah.
highway end there, so they're all not, but yet you look down a field, and every place with a telephone line, they go out and they go
Yep.
back in.
They
It's
do.
not a nice straight line.
No.
You see that right out here.
A lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of them. So, yeah, it is
I
it
just,
is a question. It is something that comes up every year, and there are, yeah, we do go mow it down. We don't do it as much as we should, but I mean, we've got a lot of other things going on, and,
oh, I know.
but if that does happen and it's really bad, we do go mow it down. They don't like it. But
So
we
what-
don't go outside the right of way. We stay in the right of way.
Yeah,
Just learning and trying to help the cause here, but so if they're found, you know, in the wrong, can they get fined?
That I don't know.
You know,
well, just
or-
think if there was an accident, there might be some liability there.
Well, no
That
kidding.
is the case.
And that's where we have to, you know,
Not only for the farmer, but possibly for the county, or maybe
Yeah,
the
because
county
they weren't doing
only.
their,
yeah,
I think it lays more on,
The county?
no, I think it lays
landowner.
more on the landowner, 'cause
Well, I don't know.
You know,
County-
'cause-
It's county-owned land, you shouldn't,
I don't
you know, you should be taking care of your property.
There's places they own it, there's places they
I don't know.
You know, like,
it's the right of way.
Yeah.
The right of way, that's what I mean, yeah.
we've seen people that, I've talked to people about, you know, they park vehicles out for sale.
Mm.
And I say, hey, you gotta get that vehicle off the right of way. I said, if someone would hit that, you're gonna be liable for it. And by God, 2 days later, someone had an accident there, almost hit that vehicle. And at about 3 a.m, they were moving that vehicle. You know, they were thinking, God, this guy just said that to me, and, you know, so I mean, I'd say it'd probably lie on both,
Well,
but, yeah.
and then you look at a lot of township roads and not so much county, but loggers will set logs right in the ditch, you know, so they can pick them out of there, you know, that's gotta be quite a liability.
We've had to have loggers move logs too. Yep. I think, you know, it'd be nice, and I know that we've sent it out. If we could get it out to everybody and say, hey,
We're gonna
and I'll
enforce
talk to
this.
Dustin, and
I think
And Isaac and I will talk
that'd be a
about
great step for, you know, the person that's concerned, you know, if we at least get
Yeah.
some kind of public statement out there a couple times before planting season, you know, just to give
if you plant
everybody.
within the right of way,
Yeah.
it's gonna get mowed.
Yeah,
And
Yeah, that could get difficult because the right of way is not always
the same,
33.
it's not
So,
always the same.
and sometimes there's pins there to mark it, sometimes there's not. So it's
It'll be a job to go out and mark everything, because there are a lot of,
a lot of areas where it jumps
it
in and out.
differs, yes.
So,
Some places it's 100, some places it's 33. Varies, like definitely out on the E.
All right, thank you.
Move on to Dan, I guess, there's something right there.
Morning, guys.
Sounds good, thanks.
Well, the guys have finished, since last time, installing all the plow equipment on the trucks and the graders, all the wings on the graders. So we're ready for the snow if it ever comes. If it don't, that's fine too.
That's right.
You know, one of two of the new trucks that we ordered back in February of 22 showed up, and one of them got taken down to Universal, and of course we lost our spot because it came in so late. They're hoping to get one done by February, so maybe we'll get a chance to try it out yet this year. We've got a new drying system we want to try out and see how well it works. State is really pushing salt brine right now, and there's extra money to be had there for our trucks, you know, for the gallons of brine on it. So hopefully that'll work well. Been busy putting a lot of tires on, getting ready for the winter, and of course they're very expensive. And Brendan mentioned on the boom mower, our newest boom mower, which is that number 22, I think it's 9 years old. It developed a crack in the rear end housing, which we can't quite figure out what had happened, but and that's not good because then the housing pretty much has to be replaced and the tractor has to come all apart. And we did get a quote from John Deere here. And Dustin hasn't made a decision yet whether we're going to let them do it or whether we're going to do it, because it takes a lot of specialty tools that we don't have, you know, along with, you know, adjustments on the housing and the backlash and stuff like that. You know, so it's kind of a troublesome. We do have one other, probably going to be a costly repair, is our number 55 John Deere grader, and that's the one that's based here at Menominee. The transmission is starting to act up on it, which is not good. Our mechanics looked at it and serviced it with fluid and filters and stuff, and it did help a little, but it's something that we're going to have to take care of shortly. But we do have 4 other graders, so it's not real serious. The boom tractor is probably the worst. It would be nice to have it right now that we could be using. You know, and we're using our old one, which is, is really old, and it has issues once in a while because things are really worn. I did put together some numbers here on our fuel usage for you guys, just for curiosity. In November of 2022, the month of November, we used 13,524 gallons of fuel. The average price of diesel fuel in November of 2022 was $3.97 a gallon. That equated to $49,168 of diesel fuel. The gas averaged $2.59 a gallon, and that was $2,950. This November of 23, we used 11,582, so basically 2,000 gallons less of fuel. That equated to $35,612. So we had quite a savings here from this November to last, which will really help because last winter, if you take the yearly budget, it's really helping out here that we haven't had a lot of snow, and now we're halfway through December. And then also because the fuel price went down, the average of November diesel fuel was $3.14 a gallon, and the average gasoline was $2.41 a gallon. So both of them, especially the diesel, went from almost $4 a gallon to almost $3 a gallon. So that really helped a lot.
So a dumb question, does the county gotta pay a sales tax on the fuel, or they get it just at the regular price?
We pay the 30.9 cents Wisconsin tax.
Okay.
We do not have to pay federal tax. That's I think about 7 cents a gallon. So really we don't gain a lot from what you buy at the pump. With our fuel system that we have, it's pretty much 50 cents a gallon cheaper for us to have that fuel system, you know, and what it would cost to go to the gas station, on the price of fuel. Anything else I wanna mention? Oh, and I did have to order a load of fuel today, and the price went down again. So gasoline was at 2.09, and diesel fuel was at 2.78, and that's blended diesel fuel. So it would have been a lot cheaper if we would have bought just straight number 2. Well, we're blending it now just in case it gets cold. We don't want any issues.
Yeah.
That's one other thing we're doing. The state changed the rates on our plow equipment, and my feeling is not for the better. But anyway, what they did was they changed the sander rates, the tailgate sanders, and then whether they had salt brine or not. You know, and we used to get around $34 an hour, you know, with the sander, with the salt brine. Well, now they've reduced the sander way down and put more on the salt brine. They made 2 different categories. But in doing that, like our 2 interstate trucks and then our Highway 29 truck, the ones with the spreader boxes, those have a 400 and basically 60-gallon capacity on salt brine tanks that run alongside the truck. And they were nice enough to make the rates from 0 to 500 gallon, so that put us actually backwards. So what we're doing to help out with that, we've ordered 3 50-gallon tanks that we're gonna mount on the side of the truck, so we can get over that 500-gallon mark that they did.
Yeah, why not?
You know, and that's gonna gain us about $16 an hour
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
You know, by doing that.
Gotta do
So
what you gotta do, yeah.
yeah, you know, we gotta play their game, and it's, you know, yeah, I don't know. You know, when the trucks have went up so much here in the last couple of years, they've went up 30%. They're from 200,000 to 300,000. And their rates, it takes them so long to raise their rates that, you know, we're just keep going backwards and backwards, and it's tough. I mean, I don't know how we could change that or whatever, but they need to really, you know, think about it.
And that, you know, salt brine, how many gallons per mile do they actually put on there?
Well,
Or does it vary?
you're supposed to use, I believe, about 9 gallons per ton is what's recommended. But we can't put that much out with the tanks that we have. We can with those 3 trucks, you know.
Okay.
And sometimes they want more, you know. They kind of specify what they want per lane mile, you know, for the storm, you know. And that's kind of how it works out.
What do you mean gallons per ton?
Ton of salt.
Oh,
Ton of
okay.
salt. Yeah, so if you're gonna put, you know, 200 pounds per lane mile, then you would put that
Okay.
equation in and put that amount of salt right down with.
So how many miles can you get on a full load, like on 94?
Oh,
Can you
boy.
make it like from county line to county line, or
With
one?
those tanks in, it's real close.
Oh, yeah.
Probably, I don't know if we could do both lanes. I would think.
No,
Probably 1 lane, you know,
Okay.
because you're looking at, you know, 4 lanes, back and forth.
on a good storm, they probably run like, the most I think I've ever seen is like about 1,200 gallons of brine a night.
Mhm.
So they are, I mean, and they're filling up a good 3 times.
Mhm.
And it, you know, it all takes time, but if they're coming in to get salt, they're filling that up too.
Mhm.
So,
You know, and of course, every storm is different.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's, and there's been a couple storms, we've just went out here and the weather's been, the temperature's perfect, so we just took the brine truck out and went out on it,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, we do have 2 trucks that are equipped for just anti-icing
Okay.
units. You know, and one of them does have a plow and a wing on it, which is kind of handy, but the other one is just one of our water trucks. That we,
It saves on salt, and that's what they're getting at, but
yeah, and it's good. I mean, it's good for the environment. It's good for everything if we can save on salt, because they use so much salt on the road. You know, and it's on the interstate especially. People won't slow down and they want it bare all the time. And I don't know, it's not good, I don't think, personally. Everything goes into our rivers and streams and,
No.
you know.
Eventually it is.
Yeah, it gets there. Yeah, so other than that, it's been, you know, pretty much just doing the maintenance on them and taking care of them, so, It's been kind of quiet, actually, which is good, you know, it helps all the way around. You know, we've been out a few times with the state, but I think the county has only been out a couple times.
Yeah, the county hasn't even been called in early.
Yeah, you know, so that helps with the budget too.
Yeah.
You know, and I know we've talked about the 2-inch rule and stuff like that, and I've talked to Dustin a little bit about it, and, you know, there's certain times that you gotta, you know, like ice storms, stuff like that. I mean, we gotta use our best judgment. And I think it's went pretty good on the weekends. You know, of course, the guys would love to get a little OT, but I mean, the weather's been really good. And there's probably a moment here or there where on a few of the county roads, we could have called them in, but other than that, I haven't had a whole lot of complaints. We've had a few, but you know, the roads have been decent enough to make it through, and we get there on Monday and they've got sand on the hills.
The other day, out on 29, it was a couple days like this, I hadn't even had those, I call it a skiff of snow, you
Yep.
know. But you know, with the weather, temperature going like this, the road frosted
Frost.
up, and so I saw one of the trucks out was
Yep.
putting some stuff down to get it off, and
I think we had to call the state in early for some frost
yeah,
on the bridges and then some of the shaded areas.
shaded areas, yeah.
It's that temperature right around the 30 to 32.
So we have to do a lot of calling, because Dunn County from north to south is a big distance. It
Yeah.
might be like 4 or 5 inches difference in snow towards the north side, so you gotta call those guys in, and it's, you know, do they have to go out and check it then, because it does vary.
Yeah, we do. We have a night watchman,
Okay.
you know. So, like the other night, didn't show anything on the radar, didn't show anything. It was nothing. And but over here, I think they get it from the glass factory, the stack. We get, we call it the glass factory snow. I mean, there's an area from here to the 52 that, you know, Mike had to go out. He spent some time. The 94 guy on that end, the guy on B, he had snow. And guys coming in were like, yeah, man, we had like an inch of snow out there. We're like, there was nothing in Menominee.
I was gonna say County Road E and stuff, I know they had to plow
Yep.
Monday morning, which was.
Yep. Over that way, and if the wind's carrying that way, you can see it like build right out of the stack too. Someone said they were looking at it on the camera, and
Yeah, it's kind of happened ever since they replaced it.
Yeah.
Really?
I know
Yeah.
last year or the year
Wow.
before, there's a guy that came from Colfax that works here, and I was surprised I didn't get a phone call this morning. I'm like, why? He took a picture. He had 4 inches of snow in his yard on his driveway. There was nothing here, and it stopped about right at 40. 40 was covered and nothing. And I was just like, shows nothing on the radar. It's almost like man-made snow. Lake effect is what they call it up north by Superior. They do. They have that.
Yeah.
They have that in our storm reports.
I lived up there.
So
long
we
enough to-
document kind of those snows, as we call the glass factory snows. So, state,
Lake effect.
yeah, I don't know, but it's irritating, it's frustrating for the guys out there.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, it's not doing
It's
anything.
not very
and then
widespread.
a 1.5 stretch, you've got snow. So it's, and for the drivers, the road's great, and then all of a sudden it's not. That's where the accidents come in. But other than that,
Yeah, I guess that's about all I got. Do you have any questions or anything, concerns? You're all welcome anytime to come back if you guys want to look at something or anything. I guess we have had that, speaking of that new mower that we purchased this spring for our excavator, we're finally getting a chance to use that. And the guys are really liking it, so that's good. So far, it's working well.
Good job.
Yeah, it's nice to get a lot of brush cut when there's no snow.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, yes. And we've got plenty to cut it, so.
It never stops, does
It
it?
doesn't.
Always, yeah.
You cut it one year, it's just.
Make it worse.
Make it worse.
It does.
I don't know.
Oh, you look on 64, yeah, we cleared it out so nice up there, and then like I said, that was only a year or two ago, and now it's like, jeepers.
Doesn't take long.
No. But hopefully the temperature stays about this, so the salt brine works really good, and don't have to use much sand.
Yeah, hopefully we use a little though, we don't want a lot. We got some
I
big
can say.
piles.
Do you have any
There's so many
questions?
miles up there.
No.
None?
That's all.
Anybody else have any questions?
Head to Ridgeland.
Head to Ridgeland, gotta head up there. So, well, you guys have good holidays and.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Thanks, guys.
See you later, guys.
Yep, yep. Dan.
You've been on
Hey,
this-
Dan.
on this committee a long time. We always have these two gentlemen come in and give a report.
Every now and then.
It's kind of nice. If you-
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all
See
right.
what I do.
I've just had them, they did this before, but Dan did once in a while.
Jesse would have them, but John didn't have
I was gonna say, John, I never remember
them.
that.
Jesse would have them.
That's a good idea.
It's all right. Hands-on guys.
Ever since I've been here, yeah.
Yeah, they have since then, but, yeah. But, yeah, under John, once a meeting,
We
once
were
a
usually done
year,
in 15 to a half hour with John.
Oh,
John,
is that right?
Oh, yeah, we were done. He didn't tell us nothing.
very little.
Serious?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, Dustin's a little long-winded. We'll see how Isaac does today.
I'll be quick.
We are recording.
Yeah, you said
I can just read word for word and we can be done pretty fast.
I like the quick one. There we go.
Move on to engineering.
Yep, engineer, yep.
So engineering and project updates. Our County Road D project, which is the SDP project that Core is working on real estate right now. That's the project from the Irvington up the hill, up to County Road K. They completed the initial real estate offers to those landowners. I think there's 22 landowners on that project. Last week, Dustin and I reviewed those proposals. So they're the, the offers that we give for buying an easement, or if we need to buy right away, or if they have to relocate a fence, they get compensated for that. So we reviewed those initial offers and then approved those, had some revisions, and then Core is updating those, and then they'll be sent off to the landowners coming up. Our County Road B projects, so as you know, those bid last month. The project from Highway 12 to the interstate, the DOT and the UP Railroad have agreed on an agreement for that south portion of the project. We're still waiting on the north half of the project for an agreement with the UP. Last week, I believe, we're still waiting on the signal and real estate agreement on that north half. So it's taken some time, but we'll get there. Yeah. And that south portion of the project, that was bid, WSDOT bid that project out. So the estimated or budgeted cost for next year was $8 million, and it came in at just below 7 million for that south portion of the project. So it's interstate down to US Highway 12. So
Well, that's good.
we're happy with those.
Do you have any money already appropriated for those projects? And then what
Yes,
happens
yep.
to that like $1 million?
So we,
The money for this year, that will carry forward to next year.
Oh, okay, because it's part of the budget.
yeah, because we were planning on construction this year, but got delayed, so we have some money moving over to next year for that. And yeah, the budget, Dustin had budgeted 8 million for next year, but we didn't have the bids yet. So there's some So we are under the budget, but we still have construction administration, so construction inspection costs as well as part of that 8 million, so. So yeah, happy that they came in under and that.
Yeah.
So that happens a lot lately. And then the north half of the project from the interstate up to Packer Drive, that was also bid. That's a local project, so CBS squared, Dustin and I went over for that bid opening. Next year, the budget number for next year was 4 million, and they came in at 3.3 roughly, or a little under. So again, we still have construction administration, and then I believe there's some signage with the railroad, some costs that weren't in the bid that we also need to pay for with the UP. But
So it'll come up pretty close.
it'll come up close, yeah, that budgeted number. And we want to have a little bit there for if there's change orders and things like that in construction, so. And yeah, later on here, we're gonna try to award that project for the north half of B. And that's kind of it, since, you know, our construction was wrapped up last month. The WCHA Winter Conference is coming up in January, so it's January 22nd through the 24th. I believe that's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If anybody's interested, just let Dustin or I know, we can help get you signed up. But yeah, let us know sooner rather than later. Any questions on those updates?
I got one question. It seems like a lot of these bidders, they all got 15-20% in case things cost a lot more. Does the price ever come down for what they bid then? You said that the bids come in a lot cheaper, but there is also that they're protecting themselves if they run into problems.
So
Or
it's a
that
unit.
is more profit for them.
That would be more profit for them. So the price that they gave is based on unit prices. So there's,
Okay.
you know, in the bid schedule, there's say 5,000 feet of curb and, you know, 10,000 square feet of concrete or square yards of concrete. So they bid based on unit prices. So the price could go up or down if there's less quantities than what the plan
Okay.
had. So if we shorten something up or whatever, the actual measured quantities turn out to be, you know, a little less than what the plan showed, it could go down, but it also can go up because it's based on the actual quantity that they put down, so.
I suppose a guy can't have it both ways, can you? You can't, if the price goes up, you say, I'm not gonna pay it. But if it goes down, then you say, well, I want that money back, so.
Yeah, I think the contractor, you know, has to build in a little bit of factor safety for
Little
himself.
cushion.
Yeah, in case prices go up there. But
And the only other question I would have is, does the county have any say where county road goes over railroad that's so darn rough it just kills you? Right by the fire station there in Colfax? I got an old truck that, you know, it's not that bad. I went over and it bounced so much, my spare tire came off, and it was rolling down toward the funeral home. What the heck is that rolling down there for? But that's
You
just-
gotta slow down, dude.
I always do slow off that one, but is there anything the county can do on a county road where it goes over railroad?
so that's what we found out this fall, is that there's not a
Not
lot.
that much.
If the rail was there first,
Yeah.
they kind of control what they can and can't do with their rail, and then we kind of have to deal with what's left. So if it's a rough, you know, they have to put in the panels in the ties and stuff, and they should be going back far enough that it's a gradual transition, but
It's not that part, it's just a part between the tracks.
that
That's so
tracks,
rough.
Oh.
There it makes, but you know,
that would be.
it's really nice out here exit 45, you hardly even notice it. That, they've really done a nice job
Yeah,
there.
it's a new,
Now that they
brand
fixed
new.
it,
Yeah.
summertime, it's
Yeah.
really nice.
That used to not be so good.
Oh,
Yeah, even on this, this project that was just bid, so the rail got raised 3 inches
oh,
this,
yeah.
this fall. And they're saying that it'll settle back down, so Justin and I shot it, originally, and it was 3 inches higher than what CBS had surveyed, a couple years ago. I went out and shot it last week again, and it's already settled 1/10 of a foot, so 1.5 inches.
Really?
So it's already settled
Oh,
about halfway back.
so it'll get rough again.
Oh, yeah.
And part of the holdup on the agreement is we're trying to get the rail to agree that you can't, we want them to say, we'll keep the rail within, say, 1 inch or 2 inches of our plan design, because they can't come through and raise it 6 inches, and then we have an intersection, 20 feet from that rail.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's, but they're not pushing back, and they don't want to make that agreement, so. So yeah, they kind of dictate the crossings, and we gotta kind of deal with it, so unfortunately.
On to highway finance.
We had financial reports in your packets. It's also on the screen here. Excuse me, I'm just getting over a chest cold here. So year to date, projected, we're projected to have revenue positives of $3.2 million, but that's getting carried over for that County Road B project. Here's the actual current, and then the projected for the end of year would be $3.2 million in revenue positive, but that'll be carried over for that County Road B project next year. And then we have our expenses listed here the last month. Broken down in the different cost centers. And also, if you want to take a look at the, let's see here. Yeah, the purchase orders here are also in your packets, in our review. And take a minute and let me know if you have any questions.
Synergy Cooperative, is that all fuel?
Yeah, that's fuel.
Okay.
Also the landmark service has fuel as well.
Why do we owe Wisconsin Department of Transportation $7,400? Towards the bottom there, that first page. For the Highway B project. The Highway B.
I would have to ask Dustin about that. If that's probably for the south portion of County Road B. Yeah, Dustin put these together. I can follow up with him on that.
Then you had like the 3 bids for the, like, the unit price. Is that triple concrete, or is that a pretty reputable company?
Yeah.
You've done business before with them and no problems, or?
Yep, they're well known in the area for
I've never heard of
projects
them
like
before.
this. Yep.
Haas and A1.
I know some. I know them a little bit, not having worked with them at all,
Yeah.
just people that have worked there and stuff, you know, it's been around. They seem to be doing good.
Okay.
They do a lot of state, interstate.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do a lot of bigger projects, you know,
Yeah.
and concrete, obviously, so
Concrete's their specialty.
I-94,
They're always on, working on the
yeah,
Okay.
53.
I'm just kind of curious. I've never heard of them. I've heard of the other two a lot.
Yeah, no, I see them everywhere.
Yeah,
That's
I do
what,
too.
yeah.
I see them a lot.
Okay, any questions on the financials otherwise? Otherwise, okay, good report. Number 7, A, approval of vouchers.
I move we approve the vouchers.
I'll second that.
Motion been made second. Any questions? Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. B, construction bid proposal.
Yeah, that's the summary that you're just asking about. This is the north half of County Road B. CBS Squared was an engineer who posted the plans for bid, and this is the summary of the 3 bids that we received on the project. Chippewa Concrete Services was the low bidder, 2.27 million. And then Haas and Sons was right behind them at 3.36. And then A1 Excavating also submitted a bid for the project, but they're a little bit higher than the other 2. So good bids. The concrete cost came in quite a bit, or I shouldn't say quite a bit, but less than what CBS, their final estimate. So that was really the big factor. Their construction estimate was 3.7 million. So for this bid, they estimated 3.7, and it came in, just under 2.3. So happy with that.
This is this just for concrete?
No, this is the entire
For everything,
project.
the entire project, so
Erosion control,
North of-
traffic control.
north,
Yeah.
right,
Yep.
so you're gonna have concrete from there all the way to Packard Drive too?
No, it'll be north of the railroad tracks, it's asphalt.
That's what I was thinking, okay.
South of it, the
Right.
interstate, it's concrete.
Yeah, I know, but.
So Chippewa Concrete probably has a sub, probably Monarch Concrete.
Sure.
being right next door for the asphalt work.
Yeah, no, that's fine, I'm just checking.
Yep.
So do you need a motion to go with a low bid?
So yeah, we'd be looking for you guys to award this bid to Chippewa Concrete Services, for that total base bid amount of $3,276,372.41.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion's been made second to go with Chippewa Concrete Services for the north part of the Highway B project. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. And that's the one we get $1 million back, we gotta pay whatever's over $1 million, right?
Yeah, that's the LREP
Yeah.
funding on that project. So, and with this one
C.
too, County Road B, I guess a side note, JT Engineering has the construction inspection on the south portion of the project. They were selected by the DOT, so they're the ones that'll be out in the job trailer, you know, doing the daily inspection work. Dustin and I put out a SOQ for construction administration on the north half for our project, or the local project. And after reviewing those, Randy, Dustin and I, we all agreed that JT Engineering being right next door, they probably have some efficiencies in inspection. So yeah, JT Engineering will be doing the construction administration for both projects.
So are both the projects north and south, are they both big going on at the exact same time then, or is there, like do one part and then come back to the other part?
Yeah, likely they'll be going at the same time. The north half, in May, the month of May, they're able to shut the intersection down. So that'll be a big push on the north half is May. So there'll be, I think, a detour around on B, and you know, semi truck traffic will still be open to the gas stations there, but they're gonna shut it down. They have to phase that, you know, to allow traffic in and out, but May is a big push on the north half, and yeah, work will be going on the south half at the same time. Haas and Sons got the low bid on the south project, so you know how close they were on this one. They were fairly close on the south one, but Haas actually ended up being low on the south, so they're the general contractor on the south side, but Chippewa Concrete is a sub to them, so a sub to Haas for the concrete work. So you're gonna
working
have
together anyway. Okay.
yeah, you're gonna have a lot of the same people working on both projects. So likely they'll be going at the same time while they got equipment on site.
That'd be good. You know, just time wise, you know, just having stuff there, not having to wait 3 days for this piece of equipment to come, and
Yeah, keep everything moving hopefully.
yeah. What is, I'm sure it's somewhere, you know, I just can't remember off the top of my head, what is a projected time frame? You know, you talked about May's big push on the north end, and work will be going on the south end, but is it a 4th of July or August or September?
There'll be work going on there most of the summer. It's a pretty big project.
Oh, yeah.
So I would,
October.
Labor Day, yeah. I mean, they'll still be doing probably restoration and stuff into the fall. I would guess, but hopefully.
So that's just a couple of questions I got, you know, from people that use that access across there, you know, obviously, you know, how long is this gonna take, you know? I'm sure I know that answer somewhere. I could start thumbing through my papers. You know.
I would have them planned most of the summer.
Most of the summer.
Most of the summer.
Yeah.
Tell them December and then they'll be thrilled when it's.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It comes up right before dinner.
I like it.
It's not gonna be completely closed either.
Yeah, the south half, I think they're splitting, so it'll be down to one lane, you know, traffic will be on one side and then.
Yeah.
So the folks one side
Yeah.
first.
No, that's
It's
not-
not gonna be that.
Yeah,
bad.
that's not that bad.
For the amount of traffic, that shouldn't be a
No.
issue out there.
Yeah, so it's one of those if you don't want to.
So is there anything in the contract for a completion date, and anything past that, there's a fine to the company, or usually they got some kind of protection there, so it's not dragged on for so long?
Yeah, there usually is substantial completion dates and then final completion dates. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but we can find out for the next
You
meeting.
know, I'm just kind of
But-
curious.
Yeah, that's typically how they're set up, is having those dates set, and then there's usually $700 or $1,000 a day, damages, so. Any other questions on that? speed project.
If not, number C, speed zone declaration.
Yeah, so County Road BD, this is double B, this is in Cedar Falls. So just north, coming out of Cedar Falls.
There's
Let's see if
the map.
Over the bridge now?
Nope.
There's a map in here?
Yeah, map about 3 pages later.
Oh.
3, 4 pages.
Okay.
There you go. So it's 25 up to that point right there.
yeah, on the south side, where it says study limits, it's 25 throughout Cedar Falls. And then at the south end of the study, it changes to 55, so it goes from 25 straight to 55.
Yep,
Right.
the north end of it.
Yeah, it's hard to get going 55 by the time you got to turn slow down, but you know, there's people.
The corner.
Yeah, we had a traffic counter at this 550 or 47, and the 85th percentile speed was, I think, 46 miles per hour.
Oh.
So, that,
Well,
yeah,
it's hard to go 25, so I'm just gonna tell you. Most of them are going 35 through there anyway, so
yeah, a lot of them are, yeah.
not speaking from experience.
I'm sure not.
Observation, from observation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So was this been a request or?
yeah, there's some people in this
Okay.
area that requested
Which
us to
area?
take a look.
Which area?
Just in the area. this
Between the two study limits?
Yes, the
Okay.
people that live on there
Yeah.
or travel.
So
through
they wanted at 45 or so, or they want 70 or what do they want?
So this study, there's 15 parcels that access County Road B in this area.
Yeah.
It's like 2,600 feet. So that, so this area can be classified as a semi-urban district with the DOT. And when it's classified as a semi-urban district, we're allowed to reduce the speed limit to 35. Typically, we can use our own judgment to go up to 45 anywhere, but to go more than that 10-mile-an-hour reduction, that's what the speed study is for. So we're proposing to change this to 35 miles an hour from the study limits on the south side out to the study limits here on the east end.
Yeah.
So just past the bulk of the homes and businesses. The DOT reviewed this, Chad Hines at the DOT, and they agreed and approved. If we want to make that reduction, we can. So, yeah, Dustin and I are proposing to make that change from 55 to 35.
I move and change it from 55 to 35 in that area, which is listed here on the sheet of paper.
Yeah, so
I guess I just have one, maybe something else on the table already, so I don't know how that works, but I talk now or after it's been seconded.
I need a second first.
I thought,
I'll second that.
Most of them made second. Any discussion?
there you go. So sorry, you maybe already said, and I just flew over the top of me here, but how many miles is this?
about a half a mile. So
Half a mile?
Yeah,
Oh,
2,600 feet.
because on the paper, it looks like, geez, that could be like 4 miles going 35 miles an
It's
hour.
a very small area.
But if you're talking a half a mile.
90-degree corner in there that you gotta go.
That's just gonna slow down you in.
Yeah,
And so, I mean, 35 really does make sense in this area.
okay.
Um,
That helps too, knowing you know, you've probably been out around there a little more than I have, but.
A little bit.
So if it makes sense then. Yeah.
It's, Dustin had done the same thing on the west side of Cedar Falls on County Road B. So it'd be similar, going from 25 to 35 to 55, leaving Cedar Falls
Yeah,
either direction.
Yeah.
So,
It's 25 to the bridge and it's 35 after the bridge. And then it goes to 55.
might be about a half mile.
Didn't it used to be 45 to the bridge? Or wasn't it? On the west side.
They slowed you way down, I know that.
That's
Over the bridge.
55 from 25 to.
Yeah, 55 to 45, I thought, at one time. Doesn't make any difference.
Totally.
That's your,
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, motion was made, second. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Ask her about that road.
Oh, I did, I heard,
Okay.
yeah.
Number 8, considerations, county board, nothing. Next meeting, January 10th. I will not be here, so,
Place warm?
yeah. Maybe it'll be cold here by then, I don't know. But anyway. Otherwise, I guess, meeting's adjourned, and January 10th.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
You will be here in March, all right?
Yeah, March I will be,
Okay.
as far as I know now.
Well, you should be back. Yeah.
I can plan on that.
Well, I'll be gone in March, so, yeah.
I haven't planned
Someplace
anything in
warm.
March.
Yes, Florida.
I haven't planned anything.
Hopefully. Yeah, that's the plan right now.
I gotta get through January.